All right, thanks for taking the time. We're going to get started here with Dwayne Rankin from the Arizona Republic, followed by Kellen Olson.
Yeah, Coach, just a couple things. First, wanted to follow up on just update on Mikhail and Cam, and then two, just a plan tomorrow with Chris, Jay, and Dario. What are you guys looking to do with those three?
Mikhail and Cam, those guys are fine. They got a couple bumps, tweaks, and that kind of thing. And the other guys, we'll know more tomorrow. There's really no reason to put anything out there about those guys. They had a good workout today, and we'll make those judgments tomorrow.
And just to follow up, I know you like to, you have an initial evaluation, then you watch film and come up with a more, concise evaluation.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about defensively. I know you were pretty critical. I was curious, same thoughts after watching the film, or you see it a little differently now?
Well, when you watch the film, you see more, obviously. It's just the way it is because you think in a perfect world. But I also watched the film and I saw a bunch of good stuff. There was just a couple things that, for me, it's like if we taught it, then we can hold guys accountable. And everything that we talked about today were things that we taught. After, 5 or so practices, long shot, long rebound, not boxing out. Number of times we didn't guard the ball and we had to shrink the floor and we gave up threes. But there were times where we had excellent defensive possessions and we nullified it by giving up an offensive rebound. So that wasn't a totally bad possession. It was just one that was incomplete that, we just can't allow to be repetitive as we go into the season. So today, the way I look at that stuff, these are great days to teach and learn. And the thing I love about our guys is they come to the gym every day with the mindset of getting better and competing. We had a great film session today. We went through some things on the floor, and I'm looking forward to seeing a ton of improvement tomorrow.
This is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Mark Medina.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask
First,
you.
I gotta say hey to Jay before the end. I can see Jay off to the right, I think. Hey, Julie.
Nice to see Julie. Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you about Damian Jones. He was active last night and made a couple really nice plays on the back end of the defense. What'd you see from him?
I love his athleticism. I love the pressure he puts on the rim. I thought a couple times he got fouled, and he makes such dynamic athletic plays that they just didn't see it because he was way up in the air. He's going to get better as he learns, screening angles and how to come out of it with our guards. I thought there were times last night where he set the screen and turned his back to the action. And that's tough with our team because we have guys that get blitzed or trapped at times. He's got to screen and open up to the ball. But I just love his motor, his athleticism, his motor. He plays in his box. And I think he's going to help us a ton this year. He's a guy that can play with both groups because of his ability to dive and distract shots on defense and his athleticism. So, we'll see how it progresses. But as I've watched him in training camp and now in last night's game, I see a lot of positive activity from DJ.
Next up is Mark Medina with USA Today, followed by Gina Meyer.
Hey, Monty, good to see you. Hope you're hanging in there, all things considered. It's a little off the court topic, but because of what's going on with the news with the vaccine developments, I was wondering, what's your comfort level in taking it once it becomes available, and what would be your reasonings behind that?
It's something that I've studied in a cursory manner. I've talked to people that are much more capable of speaking on it than I am. So they've filled me in on the things I need to be educated on. I think I need to do more education before I make that assessment, because as a father, I can't just put anything into my body that's going to keep me from being the best father I can be. And so I got to study it more. But I also trust the people that we have in the league. And once they give us the information that we need as it relates to taking the vaccine, if it's something I'm comfortable with, I'll do it. But I haven't received that yet. So it's hard for me to make that assessment. But for me, it's not just me. It's me and my family, you know, and I can't do anything that's going to keep me or put me in a position where I can't take care of my family, or that puts me in a position that I'm not well. And so I have to get more information before I can say yay or nay.
Sure. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Next up is Gina Meyer with Suns.com, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Monty. You've been so complimentary of, even before training camp started, the guys that after the bubble stayed in Phoenix and worked out, whether it was at the Coliseum or once the facility opened. For those of us who weren't there every day, can you kind of just give like, a story from that time, or just an example maybe that sort of kind of captures what the gym was like during that time period? And maybe how does that then carry over to when you sort of complete the roster and then actually get going as a full group, I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, it started down at the Madhouse, and it was during that time where it was one player, one coach, one ball type thing. So we had to stagger all the workouts. So workouts would start at 8 a.m. Guys would come in for the next 5 hours, and the coaches, would get off the floor about 1 o'clock. And so the time would go by so fast because, one, we got a chance to see our guys, and they loved to be in the gym. The thing that was really cool was it was providing jobs for security. It was giving staff something to do. And so it wasn't just the basketball part. It was, the other moving parts around the court that were pretty cool. But to have our guys in the gym from 8 to 1 o'clock was something that we didn't take for granted. And then when we moved into the practice site, the days were shorter on the court, but the guys just hung around so much longer because of the facility that we had or have. With all the stuff that Robert's put in that thing, it's like basketball nirvana in that place. And the location, as I've said before, is second to none. I don't know of any other practice site in the league that has that type of location. So it's been a blessing for us, for sure, to have the facility, to have guys that want to be in the gym. And I think more than anything, guys just love Phoenix. I'm running into all kinds of athletes, not just basketball, that live in Phoenix, whether it's, at Fry's or somewhere else. It's hard to recognize guys with the mask on, but you can kind of tell athletes walking around, and then as you get closer, you see, who it is, and they love living in Phoenix. So I think that's a huge attraction for our guys.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach, what do you expect to see better or an improvement upon Saturday's game to Monday's game?
I think our conditioning is going to improve. I always tell the guys, I looked it up this morning, it's 4,226 feet in elevation. And there's some number, I think 1,300 feet. Once you get past that, it changes stuff for you. So just from a conditioning standpoint, I think we'll be better. Last night we were running in mud a little bit, just not being used to the altitude. And then just to carry over from the things we taught, I'm hopeful to see a bit more carryover as far as our principles, the way we play, different options in our secondary offense, those things, just carry over and conditioning are things I think will improve.
And just to follow it up, Cam Payne was pretty hard on himself afterwards, said he has to be better and he needs to be better. And he's obviously trying to fill that spot of being a backup point guard. What did you see in his game?
Yeah, I mean, Cam was going to be tough on himself, to be straight, though. I played him too much. He didn't want to come out, but I should have taken him out. When guys are spent and tired like that, you tend to make more mistakes. And so I think, there were some things he could have done better, but that's across the board. I played him way too much He and Javon, neither one wanted to come out of the game, and they were enjoying being out there. But I think he's going to be better in shorter stints where he can play harder and sharper in those segments of play.